Version control is basically a time machine for your code, and yes, you have been ignoring it. In a recent Godot community poll, 1 in 5 people don't use version control, and 3 in 50 don't even know what version control is. And that's not okay. But don't worry, whether you're making a game, website, or any kind of app in any engine or language, it's never too late to start using version control. In this video, I will show you how you can set it up easily for any of your projects. But first, why is it important? Not using version control is like riding a bike without a helmet. One small mistake, boom, your project's in the hospital. Just like helmet protects your head, version control protects your code. Now, the most popular version control system out there is Git. To download its GUI version, just search for GitHub Desktop. Click on the first link, the one from desktop.github.com, and then hit the download button to get the setup file. Once it's done, open it up and sign in with your GitHub account. You probably don't have one yet, so create it by visiting this link. After that, sign in using that account. Here, keep everything as it is and click on the Finish button. And here we go. GitHub Desktop is ready to use. Here, we have 3 main options. Clone a repo from the internet. That means downloading a project that's already uploaded on the internet. Then, we can create a new repository on our computer, which will be just a folder with some Git files, and the one you will use most often. This option adds your existing project folder as a repository. Click on it and select the project folder where you want to set up version control. Let's go with this Flappy Bird project I have made in Godot. Select folder and then add repository. You will get an error because it's not a Git repo yet, it's just a normal folder. Would you like to create a repository here instead? So, click on Create Repository and you will see a window with some details already filled in, like the name and path. If you want, you can also add a description, like what this project is about, and then here from Git Ignore, I will select Godot, since this is a Godot project. But let's say if you're developing an Android app in Flutter, then you should select Flutter here. Or if you're using engine like Unity or Unreal, you can select those two. Since mine's Godot, I'll select that, then click Create Repository. Once it's done, you will see the message, No local changes, meaning we haven't modified anything yet. And if you go to the history section, you will see the initial commit. That's the very first save point Git creates, adding all your files to the repository. And then if you wanna upload your project online, click Publish Repository. You can use Git locally if you want, but publishing it will upload your code to your GitHub account. If you want it to be private, make sure keep this code private is checked, and if you want others to see it, uncheck that option. I'll keep it private and hit Publish Repository. Once it's done, visit your GitHub account and you will see your repository listed there. Like I see the Flappy Bird here. If I click on it, I can view all my project files directly on the website. And that's it. We have successfully set up version control for our project. Simple, right? Now, let's make a few changes. Let's say I don't want to show the frame rate anymore. I'll delete this label node and remove this bit of code. In GitHub Desktop, you will instantly see the changes I have made. The red lines show deleted code and the green lines show added code. If you mess something up and want to undo it, it's super easy. Just right-click the file and choose Discard Changes and confirm it. And now, all the changes that I have made is reverted. And as you can see, I've got all the code that I deleted. So if you accidentally mess up your code, you can always go back to the previous version. This applies not just for the code. See, this is my scene which contained the frame rate label and I deleted it. If I'll do the same for the scene file, discard, and now the Godot editor asks me that the file has been changed. This change was made by our version control software. So if I'll select reload from disk, I get the deleted node back. It's amazing and we have just scratched the surface. Git has so much to offer. For example, we can commit our changes. Let me do the same changes again, and now in GitHub, I can commit these changes. Think of commit as a save file for your project. If something breaks later, you can roll back to that save anytime. You will need to add a short summary, the description is optional, then hit commit. If you check the history tab, you will see your commits listed, each one showing what files were changed. It works the same whether it's 2 files or 200. To upload your commits to GitHub, click Push to Origin. Once that's done, your online repo is updated too. And even on the website, you can view your commits just like in GitHub desktop. I made a few more commits, deleted some files in one, and changed the background in another. Now, let's say I want to undo all the changes from a specific commit. Just right click it and select Revert Changes in a commit. That will undo everything from that commit automatically. As you can see, I've got a new commit which says Revert Removed Pipe Spawner, which added back the files I deleted. And you can revert any commit in any order. Let's say I wanna revert this one. I can simply do the same and I've got a new commit, Revert Changed Background. Reload from disk and the background has been changed back to what it was at the first place. Pretty cool, right? But there's more. You can also browse all of your files at any point in time if you have a commit. Like here, if I'll click on the initial commit, I'll see all the changes. But if you click on this browse file, you can see exactly how your project looked at that moment. And you can do this for every commit you have ever made. You can also create branches, which is a bit advanced but super useful once you get used to it. Think of branch as a separate copy of your project where you can freely experiment without touching your main code. So if you're working on a new feature or want to test something risky, you can create a branch. Make all your changes there, and once everything works, you can merge it back into your main project. It's perfect for trying new ideas without breaking what already works. And don't worry, once you start using Git more often, you will naturally figure out how and when to use branches. And that's the end of this video. Congrats, this was version control for beginners. Now that you know what it is and how powerful it can be, I order you to use version control in every project from now on.